Welcome to the I Do Wedding Marketing Podcast. I'm your host, Nina Addeo, a social media marketing expert specializing in the wedding industry. Each week, we'll explore the strategies, stories, and insider tips that help wedding professionals thrive. You'll hear solo episodes filled with actual advice for social media and inspiring conversations with esteemed wedding industry guests. Thank you for tuning in and letting this podcast be a part of your day. Let's get started. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the I Do Wedding Marketing Podcast. So I'm excited today to give you a little bit of what I consider before I have a guest come on the show and deciding a topic. And maybe it's not that surprising, right? I'm acting like I'm going to be dropping some major insights, but really I'll just think about what I would like to learn myself and what I know people ask me about. So if I am thinking to myself, man, I really can't understand Pinterest, that's when I met Alyssa Abbott and said, I have to have you on the show. So you can go back and listen to that one on Pinterest. Or a client will ask me, I really want to start investing in ads and what's the best approach. And that's when I had Whitney Hodges and Daniela Justice on the show. So for today's episode, I picked something that I know I would like to master a lot better. And I'm sure the same goes for you guys. And that is affiliate marketing. Part of my origin story to becoming a social media manager. Now, social media evolved, right, as I was growing up. So when I was studying at college or at university, there was no social media major. It wasn't really something people were doing in a career sense. But I started doing blogs that would have affiliate links. And back then it was really there was a program called like Share a Sale, and Zazzle would do it. And so I would put links to different t-shirts and items I used. And then when Amazon started rolling out having affiliate links, I would do that too. So one of my claims to fame was having a viral America's Next Top Model blog. So if I wanted to share the DVDs or something like that, I would use a link, and I would spend so much time doing that just to get like pennies. But I found it fun. And that's why when social media became a career, it made sense. And I haven't tapped into using affiliate marketing for my business. And I know a lot of you haven't been able to do it for your business either. So when I was connected with Katie Mast, the director of community for Rock Paper Coin, and started to realize that she is an expert on this, I knew it would be perfect for us here at the I Do Wedding Marketing Podcast. So let me tell you a bit about Katie, because, oh my gosh, like it feels like a bio written just for me in specific, because I love everything mentioned in it. So Katie is a highly respected leader in the wedding event and creative industries. So even my creatives listening here, you're going to get a lot out of this. She has worked with renowned brands such as Honeybook. Okay, check, love that. The Rising Tide Society, check, love that. Aisle Planner, check. And DreamWorks Animation, stop. That's when I really was starting to fangirl. So Katie has spent almost a decade as a business owner of a destination wedding and event planning company. She now dedicates her time to working with companies to help them grow and develop their genuine communities, promote ongoing education and diversity, and build strong and healthy brand partnerships. Katie is known for being the biggest advocate and the kindest hype girl for the modern day wedding industry. That's what we all need, our own kind hype girl. She's beloved by her colleagues in the community for her open heart to mentor, willingness to keep learning, deep-rooted love for encouragement, and genuine friendship.
Originally from California, Katie now lives in North Carolina with her husband, their children, and two beloved pups. And whenever possible, she escapes to the coast, enjoys her daily oat milk latte, and is a proud Enneagram 2. I love when people mention their favorite beverage. I know people say that you don't need that as part of your branding, but I really do. It's very passionate. I'm very passionate about it. So, Katie is going to be talking with us today all about affiliate marketing, which is great as she is joining us as part of the director of community for Rock Paper Coin. And Rock Paper Coin was generous enough to give you all a coupon code if you sign up as a result of this podcast episode. So use the code I do wedding for 50% off at Rock Paper Coin. If you want to learn more about Rock Paper Coin as a CRM service, check out episode 153, Convert Leads into Bookings, with Elizabeth Shields, one of the co-owners of Rock Paper Coin, and you will learn a lot there, but you're going to learn a lot coming up right here on the I Do Wedding Marketing podcast. Katie, thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you, friend. It's an honor.
Are you coming from North Carolina today?
I am. I'm coming to you directly from just outside of Raleigh, where the other day it was 80 degrees and today it's like in the 50s. So who knows? Maybe it'll snow while we're doing this
Yeah.
podcast. Who knows?
Well, as a New Yorker and a Long Islander specifically, I think we always get the there's that we just go through that phase where we know we will inevitably end up in the Carolinas or Florida at some point in our lives. It's where we all go. So,
Yeah. Yeah, I love that.
so I had so much fun reading your bio. I mean, you had so many great brands that you've worked with and communities that you've been a part of. But I really love that you address yourself as the kindest hype girl, which I think we all love and need. So, can we start with how you got involved in the wedding industry to get to this point as the hype girl we all need?
Yes, and let me just blanket statement out that that was a term that was very lovingly gifted to me that has stuck and it has stayed. I'm not sure you can brand yourself as a hype girl and have that be as authentic as if it's just naturally given
Give
to
it,
you.
yeah.
So
Once it's
it's a
given, run with
title.
it.
Right. It's a title that I love to live up to. But yes, no, thank you for asking. So I actually got my start as a destination wedding planner way back in the day around 2011. So I mean, we're talking like right before Etsy and Pinterest launched and, all the amazing social media apps that we have today. We really only had basic websites, blogs, and magazines to inspire us. So that's what we're talking. We're talking back in the day. And it was then, however, that I kind of realized how competitive and catty the industry was. And I made it my entire business model from day one and my mission to build a better business culture within my business, one that fostered community and it really encouraged learning from one another. And so that really catapulted me into the wedding industry as a wedding planner. In my first year, I had 18 destination weddings and it just skyrocketed from there.
I mean, I know it was 2011, you said. Uh,
Yeah,
I
2011.
can't even imagine like weddings without Pinterest.
I know. I know. Well, and it's so funny. It had just launched, it was just like in the process. I got married in 2010. And so, I really kind of spent that 2010 year deciding, what my business was going to be and what it was going to look like and what I wanted it to be. And I came from the entertainment industry. So I was already kind of like, I know catty, I know competitive, I know what this feels like. And it was really like such a refreshing thing for me to want to dive into still a creative industry, but I had just these like romantic visions in my head of like, we're all going to be besties planning weddings together. And that really wasn't the case. But our wedding, actually, way back in the day, Style Me Pretty, Abby Larson kind of days, we were her first destination wedding. I got married in Mexico, and we were the first destination wedding on Style Me Pretty. So there you go. And I think
That
that
is
was the
cool.
first destination wedding on Pinterest for her. So it goes full circle.
Style Me Pretty. I don't give it enough credit for how much that was like the resource for me in learning how to
Yes.
market the venue I was at as like a luxury venue, just
Yep.
scouring over the galleries they'd have and everything. So that is really cool. That is a fun fact.
Yeah. Blast from the past.
Before we get into our topic about affiliates and affiliate marketing, what do you think was the difference maker for you in that first year being able to book those 18 destination weddings?
Yeah, I really, really do think that I honed in on providing something so different than everybody else was. While everyone else was really like building a business model first, which is important, I was going about it relationship first, heart led. Like, I want to be your friend in planning this. I want to be your confidant. I want to be the person that, you're going to enjoy this process with. And I think everybody at that time was so focused on being taken seriously and building a business and, really just like, I'm legitimate. Look at me. I'm so processed, which I also had a very wonderful process. But it was just such a different angle and really was about that relationship with my clients. And it just made all the difference in the time back then.
So this ties in perfectly to what you're doing now with
Oh
director of
yeah.
community and affiliates. So for those who aren't familiar with being an affiliate, or maybe they just kind of have a broad scope, can you define it for us?
Absolutely. Okay, so first of all, we are all influencers and affiliates, right? We're just not getting paid for it yet. And I think that's the biggest thing that I want people to take from this and remember. If you have ever sent a link or shared something with a friend, you are in the affiliate club. You're an influencer. So now things do get a little tricky and a bit watered down today, knowing the difference between influencers, celebrity partnerships, content creators, right? We have all these different avenues now, and it's a lot to keep up with. So, in its most basic form, being an affiliate or being part of an affiliate program is a way to turn products and services that you already use and love into an extra stream of income by sharing your real and relatable feedback with your community, right? And then in return, you get paid a commission or a percentage if someone buys a product through your link. And I like to think of it as a thank you from the company for sending them a customer.
Do you have any examples of maybe affiliates people are seeing and probably buying from and maybe not even realizing?
Ooh, good question. Like in the wedding industry specifically, or even just
Yeah, even just
like
when
in general?
in general.
Yeah. Okay. So one of the things that I think is always so great is I think about social media and I think about, you're doing an Instagram story and, maybe you're like, oh, I want to share this like super simple dinner recipe that I'm doing for the night. Right. Well, all of a sudden, those like beautiful caraway pots and pans that you invested in last year are all of a sudden in your story and people are asking you, oh my gosh, like that cookware set is beautiful. Where'd you get it from? Most people very nonchalantly say, oh, it's from Caraway, or oh, I'll send you the link. Here's the Amazon link, right? How many times have we like worn something? I'm so guilty of this. And people say, oh, I love your outfit. I'm like, oh, thanks. I got it on sale at Target, right? It's just such a simple, easy thing for us to want to share that it's just second nature. But instead of saying, oh, I got it at, it's, oh, let me send you a link. That's where we're going to reprogram people today.
Yeah, I can finally stop saying Marshalls every time.
Right. Yeah. You're like, let me send you a link for that. That's exactly what you're going to say instead.
So I know some wedding professionals are listening to this and saying, I'm already busy. How am I going to do this too? So how can we easily integrate affiliate marketing into our existing schedules?
I think that's a great question. So I know it's almost impossible to think about adding one more thing to our plates or using one more platform, but this part is actually the easiest. So when it comes to purchasing decisions, we know people buy from people. And so, we know that hearing someone you know and trust validate a purchase, it triggers an emotional response powerful enough to overcome objections. So, like we just mentioned, many people don't even realize that they already are an industry expert to someone. And you already have an influence over someone, whether it's sharing your favorite products or talking about a pain point that others can relate to. People are already buying the products that you're using, and you already have the audience. Just take a look at how many followers just watched your latest Instagram story or TikTok reel that you made. Now, we just want you to be the one that they buy from, which is as easy as sharing a link. I actually have a really favorite story example that I can share with you if you want.
I
So,
love that. Yeah.
great. So, imagine that you are working a wedding, okay? And you are wearing the most perfect pair of shoes. Not just cute shoes. I'm talking the unicorn of wedding industry footwear. All right. They're sleek, they're chic, but they also have enough arch support that your feet don't feel like they've been through a battlefield by the end of a 16-hour event. And halfway through, maybe your 15-minute dinner break, because if you know, you know, right? The photographer wearing the thinnest ballet flats ever made comes up to you and says, "How are you still walking like a normal human? My feet are screaming at me." And then imagine the videographer sitting at the same table chimes in and says, "Whoever loves their shoes, tell me, because I've been limping since the ceremony at this venue." And just like that, you're running a full on TED talk about these shoes, right? You're raving about how they don't pinch, don't make your toes go numb, they don't give you blisters or draw blood, and somehow they still look good without looking like you need a doctor's prescription to get them, right? Because that's what we do. It's like that example of what I just said about Target. It's like, oh, oh yeah, I got it on sale at Target and it has pockets. We like to share about everything. So what do you do after this amazing conversation or even during this amazing conversation? Well, I would text them my Amazon affiliate link that I keep handy in my phone, right? Because I love these shoes and I believe in them. And I know that every wedding pro out there deserves to work an event without feeling like they need to cut their feet off at 1 o'clock in the morning. And boom, that's affiliate marketing. So, like I said, whether you realize it or not, you are already the go to person for recommendations in your circle. Whether it's the best looking software, or it's the comfiest event day outfit, it's a life changing camera bag, or the only tape that keeps florals in place in the heat of the summer, people trust you. They already follow you. And if you look at who's watching your stories on Instagram and TikTok, you can see that you clearly have an audience that's already choosing to listen to you.
Now I have to ask, are these shoes real? Because if so, we will need the affiliate link for that.
They are. I've been on a true mission for shoes, and I've run the gamut between like, oh, try the Toms, try the Ruffies, try the Croc slip-ons, not Crocs, but like Crocs make like, actual like little ballet
Yes,
flats.
the glam
Um,
Crocs.
right? Which were all very, very comfy and very, very cool. But I keep going back to those Ruffies with like an insert in them.
Okay.
But again, right? This is another perfect example. I have thin like slim feet. Not everybody's going to have slim feet. So this is where my pain point comes in because like I tried other shoes and they were like too big, too like floppy. I couldn't get them to stay on my feet. So I have a very relatable audience, obviously, of people that have slim, thin feet
Yeah.
who would be looking for the Rothy's.
And it makes me think of Facebook groups. Like Facebook groups is where I
Hmm.
see people asking these things all the time. So I feel like that
Oh,
could be
yeah,
a great source of inspiration
that's
for
right.
getting, what to promote. But what would you say would be the best route for a wedding professional to start to find affiliate opportunities they're aligned with?
Oh gosh. Okay. So we could go on for hours about just this. But first things first, I like to remind people that what sounds simple to you is novel to someone else. So think back to anything you learned for the very first time. It likely came from someone who was nonchalant about sharing it with you because now they do it or they use it all the time. And the number one question I get is, how do I even know what to share? And to that, I say everything. Okay. Because you never know what someone might need or be struggling with or looking for, which is why affiliate marketing is actually perfect for event pros. Because let's be honest, we need so much stuff. It doesn't matter what kind of vendor you are or what you do, we need so much stuff. I also want everyone to know that not all affiliate programs are created equal. You have to do your research first because blindly signing up for a program can be dangerous. And so I always tell people to ask themselves this: is this product relevant to my business and my audience? Does this provide real value or solve a real problem that I can clearly explain? And does it offer a commission structure that makes sense for my efforts? And after all that, and I can't emphasize this enough, the key to a successful journey into affiliate marketing is alignment. So, one of my favorite small business marketing podcasters, besides you, of course, she tells a funny story about how she was so excited to share about her favorite snack, which happens to be beef sticks and which is so random, but she was so excited about these that she actually pitched herself to the company and got a promo code to share with, I mean, hundreds of thousands of followers. But when she did share, and obviously excitedly, she got nothing, no clicks, nothing at all. And even though she was genuinely excited about sharing her favorite snack, and she did all the right things, the community she was sharing them with had zero desire to buy snacks from her because they're coming to her for business tips. So I like to share that story because the moral of that is choose programs that match your values, your audience needs, and your expertise. And you can share the beef sticks, you can share the funny things, you can share the things that you find that make you super excited, but don't bank your spring vacation fund on it. The other thing that I tell everyone before joining an affiliate program is this: how well do you know the company? Because it is not just about the money. You are bringing this product into your business. You are saying, I'm promoting tools and products I genuinely trust. And if you wouldn't use it yourself because you don't believe in it, like it, trust it, or you don't like the company that sells it, you can't sell it. I'm also, however, not saying don't sell products you don't use. We have lots of successful affiliates at Rock Paper Coin that don't personally use Rock Paper Coin. The difference is they believe in our product, they have learned the product, they know who we are as a team, and they believe in what we're doing, and they respect our values as a brand and what we do for businesses, which makes them a solid, trusted source.
I'm just relieved the story with the snacks didn't work out because once if I get it in my head that I can start promoing snacks on here, there'll be no end. So
I know. That'll have to be podcast 2.0, which
Yeah.
will have to be all my favorite things.
Yeah, I do snacks.
Yeah.
So, some of the examples we gave today were business to business, or shall we say vendor to vendor. Rock, paper,
Mhm.
coin, the sneakers that are great for wedding work days. How can wedding professionals be leveraging affiliate marketing and affiliate programs with their clients, the couples?
Yeah, so this is such a great question because I've seen so many pros get stuck in one lane, and I'm here to tell you branch out. So I'm big on examples. So let me explain, for instance, how, let's say, a photographer could start to build their affiliate empire, let's just say. So we all know, as we talked about earlier, that pros learn from other pros. And any aspiring photographer doing a simple Google search or reading blogs and sites and clicking links, they're just trying to see what they need and what other pros use and love, or more importantly, don't, right? So share links on socials, your website, and a blog to, let's say, your favorite camera gear. Check to see if your editing software has an affiliate program. Sign up for it and share that link explaining. You can't just share the link, you have to explain why you love this software over another because people love relatable pain points and pros and cons lists. I'm sure, if you're a photographer, you have a favorite memory card that you stock up on. And don't even get me started on favorite printers. I know a lot of my photographer friends, they talk about, the ones that don't jam or, the ones that print properly. And like ink, right? What ink doesn't smudge? What are your favorite tools there? You should also link your favorite gear bag, particularly if you start doing destination and you have to take all that gear onto a plane. Chances are you're going to load up on very specific gear in order to travel with everything there. And then one thing I see, my friends, that is really, really helpful and big is orthopedic camera straps. For anyone who's just getting started or even looking to level up, like these are all tools that they're going to be looking for, which means that you're hitting both markets. Another favorite tip of mine is writing an entire blog post just on your favorite starter camera and making it relatable. So you're telling your story of how you got started and where you are now, which all paints an amazing story for someone that's looking to start their dreams. And before you know it, you have influenced someone to click that link and buy that camera. And now you're just getting paid for it. Now, to answer your question directly, no, pros should not just be marketing to other pros. And by doing this, I do think that they are leaving so much money on the table. Um, I actually think that one of the fastest ways to earn affiliate income is actually from your clients. So we know that clients need to be educated and they see you as the expert in your field, right? And that's why they hired you. So you're going to give them access to the things that you need to be best at your job for them. So think about what you say in your head, either at the event or while you're driving home, or even again, to stick with photographers for a minute, while you're editing and seeing the pictures for the first time, right? Like thoughts like, I really wish clients would just buy a nice wooden hanger to hang their dress up on instead of using the plastic or the metal one. Or I wish all these satin robes were steamed after they came out of the bags or, before they were put on wrinkled. These are problems that no longer have to exist for you, and they make your work look better, and you get paid for it. So here's a few of my favorite ways that I like to make these suggestions. Um, your favorite sparklers that show up long enough in pictures, right? Like, your clients are going to buy sparklers. Chances are they're going to get the 30-second ones on Amazon. So send them a direct link for the 5-minute ones that you're going to be able to get amazing photos with. Robes that look pretty, don't wrinkle, and aren't totally see-through. You can send your clients amazing links to things that look beautiful, and you're not going to have to do a ton of editing to these robes with these photos. Like we talked about that favorite wooden hanger to use instead of plastic ones, a travel steamer. How many times have we had conversations of contacting the hotel or the Airbnb or the venue of like, do you have a steamer on site? Like, it's just these are things that'll make everything so much easier. And my favorite one is a ring cleaner because how many times have we all walked in to find someone cleaning the rings with toothpaste and a toothbrush? You're like, no. So again, these are just examples, but they make a big difference to the quality of your work. And we know that clients are likely going to buy these things anyway. What they would rather get is an amazing recommendation list from the vendors that they've already booked and they already trust, telling them products that they trust that are quality and that are going to look good.
I love all the tangible examples that you gave. It kind of just takes you through the wedding day and what a couple will
Mhm.
need to purchase for it. Would you say it is best for wedding pros to stick with Amazon for this, or are there other ways they can look into seeing if their favorite products have an affiliate program?
Yeah. So if there's a site that you're constantly, getting things from, you're going to want to start there first. So shockingly, um, the one that most people don't think has an affiliate program but does is Etsy. And so, starting with Etsy, starting with Minted, starting with, really exclusive to the wedding industry companies is always going to be great because we do want to support other artists and we do want to support our own ecosystem within the wedding industry. Obviously, for our clients, it's going to be a lot easier if they can just get everything on Amazon. And chances are, a lot of the things that you're going to recommend are going to come from Amazon. So setting up that Amazon shop, setting up that Amazon affiliate link is going to be great. But I always do suggest that pros look outside of Amazon and say, like, what other sites, what other shops, what other stores am I actively looking at, or do I see my clients actively using? And going directly. Now, sometimes they won't have an actual affiliate program. And what I like to remind people of is just email them. They'll give you a code, they'll give you a link. Now, don't let them just give you a link and then not get paid for it. You're definitely going to have to go loop back around and say, okay, great. Thanks for my custom link. Can you tell me what my commission is for every click? Because, of course, their first thing is, well, let's just see if she will take the link instead of getting paid for it. So no, you definitely want to get paid for it. But if there isn't an affiliate program, just go ahead and introduce yourself, explain who you are and what you're hoping to do, and they'll create that custom link for you.
That's really cool. As you're talking, like I'm thinking of more just, live examples of ways I've done this in my life without even thinking about it. Is there a recommended percentage or expectation of work required with these relationships?
Yeah, okay. So that's a little bit of like a twofold question, but I want to start with I really think as a society, we are chasing that quick fix. And affiliate marketing is not a get rich overnight process. It takes time, it takes consistency, and it takes effort to talk and share authentically to your community, to share those products without feeling scammy, and to build the links to share. So, that being said, I don't want anyone on the flip side working their tail off to realize that they're only making 33 cents per click, or the brand only pays out every 6 months. Another red flag that people miss is learning someone has to fully convert or use the product for 90 days to get paid. As someone who personally builds and runs affiliate programs, I believe that affiliates are an extension of our team. And at Rock Paper Coin, for example, it's their job, the affiliates, to introduce us to their community, but it's our job to welcome new members into our platform and invite them to stay. It's not on our affiliates to make them join. So, not paying them until someone signs up or converts and then uses our platform for 3 months to me is a crime. And there are quite a few affiliate programs that do run this way. So, just knowing, reading the fine print, understanding exactly what the program is very, very important. Also, for reference, our affiliates see on average payments of $300 to $1,800 a quarter from us. And we are only one of their affiliate programs. So, like with anything, affiliate marketing, it has its pros, it has its cons, and not many people stop and think about it that way. They just sign up for the program. But I hope having this transparent conversation about, pricing and expectations really kind of opens that door and allows people to start doing that.
That's pretty exciting because if you're already using rock, paper, coin, and just by sharing your love of it, you could then essentially be paying for your rock, paper, coin, and then some.
Yeah, and
That's a
if you think about it, most pros use on minimum 2 to 5 platforms across the board, whether it's your credit card, whether it, right? Like that's another thing people don't think of, whether it's your credit card, whether it's your booking platform, whether it's your timeline platform, whether it's your CRM, or whether it's, Monday, Asana, Trello, whatever it is that you're using, there are so many things that people are using. Um, you know, Looking into even a little bit deeper of that, if you're starting to use Flowdesk, right? If you have an email marketing, if you're using Later to schedule any of your social, like all of those, hot stock, everything has an affiliate program these days that's a platform. And so chances are you're just kind of sitting on all of these links. And like I said, you have a lot of pros that are looking to learn from you. So you're right. Like it's just easy to just glaze over what you're currently using every single day and how accessible it is.
I'm really like I'm like almost kicking myself. I'm like, yeah, why don't I talk about that I use later? Like,
Yeah,
why am I not
exactly.
sharing a link to that?
Yep, that's right.
Community is a huge part of any successful business, and I was really excited to see your past work with the Rising Tide Society, which I think is for many business owners and creatives, is kind of like their first community that they get involved with. So how do you recommend wedding professionals embrace or get started in business to business communities?
Oh my gosh, a question after my own heart. As much as I love affiliate marketing, I could obviously talk about community all day long. So, B2B communities are a gold mine for wedding professionals because, as you alluded to earlier, those Facebook groups, like it's where the real conversations happen. But it's also often where referrals are also getting passed around. And I think that people really kind of miss out on seeing them as, a well-rounded place to kind of hang out. I also know getting started and putting yourself out there can feel very, very overwhelming. So I have some advice for that. If anyone is just starting out and feels shy or is an introvert, I suggest starting in the Facebook groups. We all feel a little braver behind a screen at first, but I urge you not to get comfortable staying there. I have definitely met a lot of amazing pros that have never gone to an in-person networking event. They're still not comfortable to go to a conference, but they can just really be the life of the party in that Facebook group. So I really urge people to get out behind the screen once people start to get to know you and really start to understand you. It's not as scary as it seems. For those extroverts, join as many industry groups as you can, like WIPA, like NACE, like Rising Tide Society, like Certified Wedding Planner Society, right? So no matter what, though, the key is to join the ones that align with your business values, that are really going to point you in the direction of your ideal clients and your market. So all of those groups, all of those chapters, they all kind of gear towards something different. And I have lots of friends who are, for instance, part of a LIPA chapter, and they maybe live on the border of another state. And they'll go to two or three different LIPA chapters, in different states and be part of those markets too. So you don't have to just pick one group or pick one chapter and stay there. You can definitely branch out into different markets. But I really, really want people to do the research first by scoping out their websites, their social media handles, their hashtags, and just really make sure that this is a group of people, this is a market that you want to pitch your business to, that you really, that this is almost an extension of your business. You're saying like, hey, like I hang out with this group of people and I'm proud to be a part of this. Just really make sure that that's something that you'd say. When you do join a group, either virtually or in person, the biggest mistake I see is when you join a group and immediately start pitching your services. I see that on the Facebook groups all day long. Instead, really just share your value first. Just sit in it, listen to the group, offer advice when you can, but celebrate wins and engage in those discussions. Like nothing goes farther than being, the new person in a Facebook group and throwing the first high five. Throwing out, someone's like, hey, I'm just getting started. Like any advice, be the first person in that chat cheering that person on. People are going to see that. It builds trust. It lets people get to know who you are first and get to know why you're there. And that is just going to snowball. I also think people need to remember that the main reason that B2B marketing and B2B networking is so important is that it's not just about meeting people, it's about working with people. So I want everyone to look for ways to work with all kinds of different pros and expand your vendor circle to maximize your business growth, but also keep the health and wealth of your clientele base. Um, and I think lastly, just be yourself, right? Like build genuine friendships and remember that the wedding industry thrives on relationships, period.
I love that. And you have me really thinking about those Whippet galas and how much fun they look.
I know. I was on a spree last year. I feel like I was just like left and right. I was going to them and speaking and getting to meet so many different people and you get FOMO. Like that's the fun thing about it is that even for an introvert, when you can really connect and find friends in those groups, and then you can go in real life to these big parties together and not feel so vulnerable and not feel so alone, but they really are as fun as they look on social media and online.
Good. Okay. Maybe that will be my 2025 goal too.
Do it.
Yeah.
We're putting it out in the universe. It's gonna
Yes.
happen. It's gonna happen.
And then, real quickly, could you say for those who feel about attending these events that it could be awkward embracing community from people who are also competitors, what would you say to that?
Yeah, I totally get it. So, for a lot of business owners, it's business first, right? Kind of what we were talking about in the very, very beginning. It's how do I break into this market? How do I book couples? How do I work at this location? How do I charge this much money? Right? Like that's their focus. And rightfully so. You started a business to earn money. I get it. Like it is a business. But here's the secret, your strongest, most consistent leads will come from your industry relationships. Couples, they get married once, hopefully. That's the plan, right? That's the goal. But wedding professionals, you're going to work together over and over again. And a planner who loves your work will send you referrals for years. A venue that trusts you will put your name on that preferred list in a heartbeat. Your so-called competitors, right? They're going to send work your way. They're going to refer you when they're booked. or they need a trusted recommendation. So it's natural to feel a little protective of your business. And it's also natural to feel a little awkward about networking with someone who seemingly has a business that's very similar to yours. But I encourage you to shift that mindset because there's more than enough business to go around, right? We talk about that all the time. There's so much business to go around. And the professionals who embrace collaboration always thrive in the long run, right? If you can make a short list of just all of your favorite industry pros, you can see exactly why they're still in the industry and why they're so beloved.
What's really cool is that we kind of came full circle of like the affiliate, right? The affiliate products and systems you use. It's the same as what you're doing with your recommended vendors and partners. It's
Yes.
same thing. So it's like if you can do that, you can do affiliate marketing.
Yeah, it really is just a circle of trust.
Yep.
It's just a circle of trust. That's all it is.
So before we let people know where they can find you, I have come up with a new ending kind of bonus round. I came up with it last night, so you're the first to get it. So you've not been prepared. But I
Love
was
it.
reading a book last night. It was what the most successful people do before breakfast, and I was like, I feel like we're all here to learn, and you can really learn from just these two questions. So the first one is, can you tell us a little bit about your morning routine?
Ooh, okay. My morning routine is very chaotic at the moment because my two children are in two very completely different schools. So I like we're getting one, we're getting the other. One's on spring break right now, the other one is not. It's just crazy. But I will say, um, I'm I'm not a night owl. I definitely like to get up in the morning. When I get up in the morning, I am just like up and I want to get up. I make my coffee, and one of the first things that I try to do is I try to look outside because I think that it just puts into perspective the day, and you get to see how slow it is outside during the morning. And I think that that's something that while the rest of your day just starts to speed up and people wake up and your email starts going off and Slack is pinging and you've got conversations to have. There's this stillness in the morning that I think is really special. And most mornings and most days, people just whiz right past it, probably don't even look outside. So I try to make a conscious effort to do that. I would like to say that I don't look at my phone or check my email or check my social media for an hour after getting up, and that would be a bold-faced lie. But that is actually a goal of mine. I do want to try that for this year. I do want to just make it be where the morning is about myself, it's about my kids, it's about setting myself up for realistic expectations, not immediately looking at what I'm already behind on. And that is definitely a goal that I need to work on a little bit.
Great, great. So maybe we can motivate you here. And
Please.
the last question is, how do you increase your education?
Oh gosh. Okay. So I mean, obviously, I am a firm believer in community, and I'm a firm believer in being able to have very authentic and genuine conversations with people. I think that, yes, you can read a book and you can learn something. I could read a ton of blogs and I could learn something. I could listen to all the podcasts and all the webinars in the world and I can learn something. But the things that stick with me the most are very relatable one-on-one conversations with people.
Mm.
And the moments that have been the most impactful for me at any point during my business journey, and as you can see, I've been through many lifetimes, I feel like at this point in time. Um, but the things that have stuck with me forever have been moments that I've had with people one on one. And it kind of always goes back to that saying of like, people will just always remember how you made them feel. And when I can have a conversation with someone who has either like really gone through something and come out the other side, that vulnerability sticks with me. And like their story is something that I can learn from. But also on the flip side, when someone is just like going through the high of their life and they have found their groove and they're going through it, that's infectious. And I can't really get that through a podcast, and I can't really get that through a self-help book. So I love learning from other people.
Great answer. You nailed it for our first one. I'm giving you a
You
round of
know,
applause.
I gotta set the bar high. I sorry, future
Yeah.
podcast.
So
Yes.
this was really great. Where can our
Good.
listeners connect with you and find you online?
Yeah, great question. So, I would say that our biggest community is definitely over at Instagram. We just love connecting with everyone over at Instagram. You can find us at Rock Paper Coin there. And we're there all day. And we've definitely curated a wonderful, like-minded community over there. We've got lots of business tips. We talk about lots of partnerships and really just keep it real over there. So we'd love to meet everyone over on our Instagram. And then, of course, just check out our website and see what we have to offer. We're doing some really incredible things in the CRM world.
Yeah, and Rock Paper Coin was generous enough to give us a code for the listeners. So it's I Do Wedding. We'll have it linked in the show notes, and then you can really test this, affiliate marketing out firsthand. And like KDC, that it works and that we are a great community here at I Do Wedding Marketing.
I can't wait.
Thanks so much, Katie. This was so much fun.
Thank you so much for having me. It was a pleasure.